So the problem we're running into is that, as I mentioned in the previous video, when I came over here and I said I want to enter this data in manually like that, there's some part of this process that creates these characters in the data. So the way you can look at this is say, I've got some bad characters inside of the string. The rest of the string is okay. But those first couple of characters, whatever those things are, something bad is going on there, and it's actually happening in both the key and the value that you see right here. And a way we can deal with that, of course, is because it's just bad data in the string. Let me scroll back up to that right there. Is we can work on this string here and this string here and say, let's see if we could filter out whatever that is and get rid of it. And I just so happen to have a function down here. And this one is called only printable ASCII. So what it does is it takes in a string and then it calls the filter method on that. And it says only retain characters where character.toInt is greater than or equal to 32 and character.toInt is less than or equal to 126. And I believe if I got that correct, this will return only printable ASCII values as a string. So again, it's taking in a string and returns a string, and the new string will not have bad characters in it. It will only have printable ASCII characters. That's what the filter method does right here. It retains only good characters. So now we just need to come up to our code up here, our deserializer code, and say, well, where do I want to insert that function right here? And I could say, here's the string, and we're about to call from JSON on that. So what if we put that right there and filter that first? So now this code from here to here is going to be the string that gets passed into from JSON. That sounds correct, right? Because that's still a string, and it's only going to have the good characters in it. So we do that for the key right there, and then we can do that for the value right here. And if my logic is sound, I will save that. Oh, I have to kill that program. Do that, and let's go ahead and run that again. All right, and let's scroll up there and see how we did. Okay, here's where I started. We have the raw JSON, has those bad characters in it. I didn't add the new string to the debug output, but we can see right here the success. The record was successfully processed. So we have the ID of 3, and then we have the quote and the author. So in this particular case, we're able to work through that problem pretty easily just by making sure that the string that we pass in to from JSON right here only has printable ASCII characters. So that was able to solve that. So we have success for that record, and we will have success for the second ID, and we should have success for the first ID right there. So all is well in the world now. So again, I mentioned this because I ran into this problem over here on the Confluent side. Whenever I create a new value over here manually, it puts those characters right there and right there, and that creates problems for my code. So this new only printable ASCII function is what gets rid of that particular problem. And the reason I mention this is because, of course, it solves this particular problem. And also, if you happen to have other problems with your own data and you know what those problems are and you can recover from them, then you can create a function just like this one and fix your string before you get to the from JSON parser right here and right here. So that's the first reason I wanted to mention that. And then the second reason I wanted to do this is to show how you can return this information as an option right here. So you have the sum in the success case, the none in the error case right there. And then once you have that as an option there, you pass in the record key and value into the process record function right here. This function expects those two options, this one here and this one here. And then this code here is a convenient way of handling the 4 possibilities or the 4 cases that you'll run into here, 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 and here. And if there's any secret to this little code, it's knowing that you can create a 2-element tuple like that. So I believe that covers everything in this application. Again, this one is number 116. So if you just want to test that on your own computer, you can get the code out of GitHub and test this and make whatever changes you want to experiment with all of this to make sure you understand it really well. Once again, this is Alvin Alexander. I hope this has been helpful for your ZIO Kafka programming career, and thank you for watching.